Imagine a state-funded operation using the most powerful machines ever built, designed to grind its way down toward the center of the Earth. But then, after years of record-breaking progress, the project suddenly stopped. At the limit of their reach, the researchers encountered environmental conditions so extreme that they fueled global rumors of a discovery far more sinister than simple geology. It highlights a strange paradox about human exploration. We have mapped distant galaxies and sent probes to the very edge of our solar system, yet we have almost no idea what exists just a few miles below the dirt we walk on. That blind spot is exactly what drove the creation of the Kola Super Deep Borehole. It remains humanity's deepest, most ambitious physical plunge into our own planet. In the late 1960s, the United States was busy claiming the ultimate high ground, cementing their geopolitical dominance by putting an astronaut on the moon. By 1970, the Soviet Union decided on a completely different strategy. If America was focused on looking up to the stars, the Soviets would assert their own dominance by looking straight down into the Earth. They established a massive operation on a remote peninsula in northern Russia with a singular, near-impossible objective. They wanted to drill deeper than anyone in history. Early on, the progress was incredibly smooth. Their massive rigs easily chewed through the first few kilometers of ancient, solid rock. What started as a standard geological survey quickly accelerated into a high-stakes competition to unearth the oldest secrets hidden inside the globe. This chart tracks the drill's descent. Throughout the 1980s, the operation shattered global records, carving its way past the 1, 5, and eventually 10-kilometer marks. But exactly 7 kilometers down, they hit a strange anomaly. The drill pulled up rock containing microscopic fossils. These organisms were over 2 billion years old. They were perfectly preserved inside a crushing, lightless environment that biologists assumed was entirely hostile to complex life. Even deeper, the team hit something else that wasn't supposed to be there: water. Water molecules were found physically locked inside the atomic structure of minerals, held there under crushing pressure for millions of years. Finding 2-billion-year-old biology and deep crust water completely contradicted the established geological models of the time. As the drill approached 12 kilometers, the physical environment became violently hostile. Scientists expected the subterranean temperature to max out around 100 degrees Celsius, but the instruments were reading a staggering 180 degrees. At that extreme heat and pressure, the rock stopped acting like a solid object. It started moving and warping like thick, heated plastic, twisting the drilling equipment and repeatedly snapping massive metal joints. The sheer destruction of the machinery sparked wild media rumors in the late 1980s. Stories spread worldwide that the Soviets had accidentally drilled into hell itself, and that microphones dropped into the borehole had picked up the screams of the damned. The sounds from hell were completely fabricated. It was an urban legend cooked up from a sensationalized broadcast and a heavy dose of religious panic. No one was recording screaming souls, but the planet's violent physical rejection of the machinery was very real, and it was quickly becoming an insurmountable wall. In 1989, the drill finally ground to a permanent halt. They had reached an absolute maximum depth of 12.262 kilometers, just over 40,000 feet into the crust. Ultimately, the absolute physical threshold of Earth's heat and pressure dictated the end of the mission. At those depths, the environment became a wall that no existing technology could penetrate. To put that 12-kilometer hole into perspective, imagine the Earth is an apple. That massive, record-breaking trench wouldn't even pierce the outer skin. Humanity threw decades of funding, brilliant scientific minds, and massive industrial power at the ground beneath our feet, and we barely scratched the surface. When the Soviet Union collapsed, the Kola Super Deep Borehole project was completely abandoned. Today, a heavy, rusting metal cap is the only thing sealing off the deepest hole in human history. The rest of the site is in total ruin. Roofless concrete buildings and scattered industrial wreckage sit frozen and forgotten in the remote Russian landscape. Yet the discoveries made here forced scientists to rethink the mechanics of geology. They proved that ancient microscopic life and deep crust water could survive in impossible conditions. No human has ever gone deeper than those 12 kilometers. If scratching the very top layer of dirt revealed 2 billion-year-old biology and melting rocks, we have to ask, what exactly is waiting for us in the thousands of miles of darkness further below?